I got a drink here, boys. You guys get a drink? I'm on vacation,
No,
so
no,
I'm all out. I'm all out of my high
You
noons.
should have told me. I would have went and grabbed one. I just have this old shitty cold coffee.
Wow, that's great. Well, anyway, everybody, hello and welcome to another episode of the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast. If you're new, we are three brothers who get together and talk about gaming and tech and TV and movies and other nerdy things too. And I'm Take It Easy, Jono.
And I'm Nasty Nate.
And I'm Dandoff the Wise.
Oh, and with us today, we have Chris from 1 Hour, One Decision podcast. Thank you for joining us, Chris.
Thank you for having me here, guys. This is an honor.
Oh,
Thank
an
you.
honor.
Yes, an honor.
The honor is ours.
This is
It is an honor. You're right.
Chris is the playtime prophet, as I came up with a nickname.
Okay, I like that. I like
Because
that alliteration there.
He's the one who plays games for an hour and comes from far and wide to tell us his experiences in this game, so we can decide on for ourselves if we want to play it or not.
True.
Yeah.
Playtime prophet, Chris.
Thank you.
Like a quick review.
He's like the front lines of the gaming impressions.
Yeah.
It's like he's working
These
at the
things
front
need
line.
to be done.
Oh, Chris
He's doing
says
the
it's
Lord's
not worth
work.
it.
Hey man, I'm
Yeah,
trying.
exactly.
I'm trying. 130 odd games later,
Nice.
Wow, wow, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Today, later on the show, we're going to be discussing Baldur's Gate 3 and about our adventures playing it. And should you play it, dear listener? Is it for you? Maybe you're one of the people who haven't picked it up yet. I mean, maybe you're one of those guys. I don't know. But guys, this weekend, I went to Montreal on the weekend. Okay, Montreal, where it is very nice and the people speak French. Okay, I went there for Otakuthon. Okay, that's like the big anime con that's there.
I had no idea what the fuck you were talking about.
well, it was my birthday last week, and
happy birthday!
Oh, thank
Belated.
you. Yes, thank you, thank you. But I went to Montreal for that, and my wife got us tickets just to go to this Otakuthon, and so we go, and we stay in like the Holiday Inn on, I don't even know what street it was on, Rue René Lévesque. René Lévesque is how I like to say it, but apparently it was also Pride weekend.
Oh, okay.
And the parade was right in front of the fucking hotel when we had to leave. And I was just like, why is it on a Sunday? Shouldn't it be
just
like
a sea of humans?
Like at the end of the weekend, there was just thousands and thousands of people in front of our hotel. And I was like, oh my God. And we were walking back from
closed.
like lunch. We were just walking through everybody. It's going crazy there. It was wild. And I'm just like, this is nuts. How are we going to get out of here?
Oh yeah, were you parked like underneath?
Yeah, under the hotel.
Oh yeah, okay. Oy.
But luck would have it, the parking exited on literally the street that was blocked off, so there was zero traffic. I just had to turn right and get out. I was just like, no
Montreal
way,
too?
no way that happened. Like, it was crazy.
Wow.
We were on the highway in 2 minutes.
Awesome.
I was like,
Nice.
oh my God.
I thought you were going to say like some cosplayer was like, "Take my hand, let's go."
They lift.
Man, you should have seen the cosplayers, dude. Everybody was dressed up. Everybody. I have never seen more men dressed like women in my entire life.
I've never been to one
And
of those
most of
events,
it was
so-
at the Otaku-thon. It wasn't even the Pride. Like, I swear,
Yeah.
I'm being serious. Like, it was crazy. Everyone was dressed up like, all these dudes dressed up like their best girl or something, like their wife.
Yeah. They're waifus.
Yeah. Good weekend though.
So was okay. I was going to say, was it a good weekend? Or?
Yeah, lots of food. We ate lots of good food, and I mean, we didn't
Montreal,
really
man.
get to. Yeah, Montreal's cool, but we didn't really get to do like some of the activities that were at the con because you had to like show up super early at the room that it was like. Okay, let's say there was like a Japanese calligraphy kind of workshop. Oh,
Ooh,
cool.
Nice.
I'd like to do that. So we show up like 10 minutes before, full. It's full. It's like, oh, what do you mean it's full? Like how fucking far? How long before do I have to show up? And literally everything we wanted to do, that happened. We did nothing there. We just walked around.
Oh fuck.
And like looked at vendors, and like the vendors were crazy. Like there were so many like artists and like
Any famous
figures.
people?
I was sending you
Any
the
actors?
pictures of the Dan. I sent his name. What was the fat guy from Fantastic Beasts, the baker,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he was there.
Hutch in Fanboys.
Yeah.
The guy with the long hair with the van.
yeah, exactly. Yes.
That's
Him,
awesome.
he was there.
He's cool. I like him.
He was there. There was a huge lineup to
Wow.
get his autograph
Nice.
too. Like I was like, oh my god.
Sweet.
But yeah, the vendors are sweet. There were so many different things, like anything anime you want, like figures from $20 to fucking $400, like
Wow.
statues and cool things like that. There was a lightsaber booth for some reason. And a
Nice.
lot of Star Wars cosplays. I'm like,
Well,
Well,
because they have
Technically,
that.
after Star Wars Visions,
I was going to say
Yeah.
exactly the same
Ah,
I was
thing.
gonna say, well, they
It
did
counts,
7
yeah.
short films.
no, they have
but
2. They have Star Wars Visions 2 now, which I haven't even watched.
Oh,
but it's like a
nice.
whole
I haven't
sec-
watched
Yeah,
that
it's
either.
like a
that's out now.
second
Yeah.
collection.
But get this, the best anime cosplay that I saw was Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin from Marvel.
Oh,
a
sweet.
classic anime cosplay.
Yeah.
Did you
This
get
guy
your
was
picture with him?
full on Fisk though. Like he had that big white suit.
Nice.
He was bald. He was this big fat guy, and he had
Nice.
like he looked exactly
Wow.
like him. I was like, what the hell? Like this is otaku thon,
Fisk.
not Marvel thon. Anyway, it was fun.
I
Would you
guess.
do it again?
Any excuse to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I would make sure to try to get into some of those workshops.
Yeah.
There was a video game spot, a whole like hall, like big like
Convention
reception
center hall.
halls,
Yeah.
full of games and people playing games and tournaments and stuff going on, like Street Fighter tournaments, like anime games. There was like a LAN, like I don't know if people brought their PCs or where they're from, or if you could just sit down. I didn't really know, but there was like every anime game. There was people playing them, and you could just, I guess you could just take turns.
Was there-
and
was there
wait your turn,
DDR?
but yes, of course, yes, there
Yes.
was. There was DDR. I can't really remember off the top of my head. Some of the stuff I didn't really know what the hell it was. I was like, I don't know what that game is, but yeah, it was tons of people. Good time. I'd go again, but I'd go a little early.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of hentai everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Go on.
I'm there.
There's-
Bring me next time. Yeah.
Naturally,
There was
Go on.
I guess there was a contest for best hentai voice. So you'd go up on the stage
Oh my
and do
gosh.
your impression.
Nice.
Yeah. We didn't go to
Really?
that, unfortunately.
Was it full?
but- Yeah, probably.
That was the first one to fill up.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm going to that. But there was actually a lot to do with that, and a lot of that going around. Like a lot. There was big stands for mangas, like that are just like the manga porn shit, and like
Mhm.
there's people are crowded around it. Like it was crazy. You could just be
Wow.
yourself at this place, guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Just go there and be yourself, and that's what was great.
Nice. Nice. That's a very nice
Cool.
story.
Mhm.
I've got a very depressing story.
Uh-oh.
I came home
All
after
right,
work.
get
the
him
other
out of
day.
here. I don't want to
You
hear
don't want
it.
to harsh. You're
I've had a
harshing our
shitty day
buzz,
already.
man. What the fuck is this, dude? I don't want to hear this.
Well, it didn't happen to you. It happened to me. So I come home from
Oh,
work.
okay, then it'll be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I come home from work, I open the door, and I smell natural gas. Like a punch in the face. I'm like, holy smokes.
Ugh,
And my
that's the
wife's
worst.
my wife's cleaning the kitchen. I'm like, do you not smell that? She's like, smell what? I'm like, the gas?
Oh man, that's fucking dangerous.
Yeah. We
That's
just
why they
we
add
just
the
watched
scent to the fucking
exactly.
gas.
We just watched that video where that guy's house blew up because of the natural gas leak. Like
Yeah.
3 hours earlier. So maybe
Yeah.
my mind was in tune, right? So I walk in and she can't smell it. So I'm like, open the windows. I open the windows and I'm going around the house. I'm like, this stinks. So I call the gas people. They come over and they're like, oh yeah, there's definitely a leak somewhere. So they check my my oven because it's a gas oven, and he detects a leak behind the appliance, not at the gas pipe going to the appliance, but like the hookup at the appliance. He's like, "Oh, it could just be your stove that's leaking, and it's like filled the front of the house or whatever in the kitchen." He's like, "But I'm gonna go downstairs and I gotta check your main line." So he goes down, and he's checking the main line, and his sensor starts going crazy on the main line. And he's like, "Oh, I got to shut off your gas." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you've got a leak right here, and I can't turn your gas back on until you get that fixed." I was like, "Oh my God." So I call some guy to come and look at it. He comes by, and he's looking at the main line. He's like, "Wow." He's like, "If you have to replace this, or if you have to repair this, it's going to be the entire gas line that goes through your basement in the ceiling all the way to outside." I was like, "What?" I just redid my basement. I don't want to tear down my ceiling to replace all the gas piping. He's like, "Well, if this is a leak, then you're gonna have to do it, or we can't turn your gas back on." I was like, "I'll just won't use my gas then." He's like, "Ha ha ha." But seriously.
I'm serious.
So he's testing, and sure enough, he tests, and his meter's going off too. And he's like, "Yeah, man, I don't know. I'll go outside. I'll check to see if like my suspicions are correct, yada, yada." So he follows the gas line all the way outside. He's like, "Yeah, to repair that, you're going to have to take all the piping out until that fitting, where the fitting is leaked because the way they threaded it." I was like, "Oh my fucking God." I was like, "How much does that cost?" He's like, "I can't tell you. It's a very big job." I was like,
If you gotta
fucking
ask.
course. Of course, right? So he goes back. He's like, "Well, let me test." They do the soap water test to see if there's an actual leak where it bubbles the soap water, yada, yada. Sprays the soap water. No bubbles. No hissing. And he's like, "Oh, that's strange." So he cleans it all up, takes his wand out again, starts checking around the pipe. Nothing.
Huh.
He's like, "What?" So then he was down there for 2.5 hours trying to find the leak again with his wand and his soap spray and all this stuff.
Revelio.
And then he's like, yeah, Revelio gas leak. But he couldn't fucking find it. So I'm like, well, I don't know if that's reassuring or I'm going to be blown up in the middle of the night because you turned my gas back on. So he's like, he took at the fitting, it's like this T-junction where they added another pipe just in case we wanted to add another gas appliance in the basement. So there's like this little kind of penis-looking hanger, right? And he's like, he's detecting around this.
I'm familiar.
Yes, I know what a penis looks like. Yeah.
And the beep doesn't go crazy, but it's like steadily quickening. It's like a heartbeat, but it goes faster. If it goes to like a, then there's a massive gas leak. But it was like a fast heartbeat. So he's like, "There's something here." So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this like little penis hook off. I'm gonna redo all the threading and the gum and all. I'm gonna put it back on, make sure it's nice and tight. Yada yada yada. And when he went to go turn it off or take it off, it was loose.
Oh, good sign.
Yeah. So he's like, "Okay, there it is. Like there's the leak." So when he went to go tighten it, it wouldn't tighten.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's
So it just kept spinning. Yeah. So
Stripped or whatever?
he's like, if I tighten it anymore, it's gonna ruin the pipe. I probably won't get it off. So I'll replace this whole thing without touching like the main line. I'll gum it all up and I'll test it. So he's down there for another like hour and a half. He's like, "Okay, I'm done. You guys are good to go. We're gonna turn this gas back on." I was like, "Thank fucking God. If I had to spend another 10 grand on this house,
10 grand.
oh my
Yeah.
God. I would have took that penis and put it in my mouth and just fucking suck it.
So great Pride weekend then, huh? I guess it can be.
Yeah, sucking on gas lines.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I was this
Wow,
close.
wow.
I turned to my wife. I was like,
Just
"If
stick
we
it in
replace
your ass and turn it back on.
this, I am moving out of this house.
It's over.
I'm done."
Just light it on fire and then light a match when it's up your ass. Boom. Then, holy fuck.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Yikes.
Wow. Well, that was a good little story time. But I should say, last week we had an incorrectly called the developers of Baldur's Gate 3 Lariat, when it's actually Larian Studios. So a little correction corner there.
Yep.
I think that's our first correction corner in a long time because we're rarely wrong on this podcast.
Yeah.
I tell you that.
Those Belgians get really mad real quick.
Yeah. They have a studio in Quebec, actually.
Oh, do they?
In Montreal. Or Quebec, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like a remote, like a
Like
satellite
a big one.
studio or
I looked
something?
it up. Yeah. It's one of their main ones. The first and main, first one is in Belgium, but they have a big one in Quebec.
Damn.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Were they at Otakuthon?
They were the
They're like,
ones
they may-
the hentai.
You were the ones.
They may have been. They may have been at
Lariat.
the hentai voice competition.
They were getting ready for Baldur's Gate 4.
Actually,
Yeah.
actually, I wouldn't be surprised because I saw a video of like the head dude, the CEO of like Larian, and he was like LARPing, and he walked in. Did you see that? He walked into like the boardroom, and he was like really pumped about. Like,
Oh no.
It was so funny.
Wow.
I was like, "What? This is like the CEO of
Freaking
this
love
company."
Sweet.
It's
That's
like
fucking sweet.
you guys ever see what's his name, Ben Brody, the
Ben
Marvel
Brode.
Snap guy?
Oh yeah.
Ben Brode.
He's
He
always
was
like
from
super
Hearthstone.
pumped, super excited about
Yeah.
stuff. Like, what is going on? How much crack does this guy
he-
smoke?
That's what
used to-
cocaine does to you.
He used to be the Hearthstone
Yeah,
guy. He was
Yeah.
the head guy on Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Back when we
But
played.
even I didn't think that man could be dragged down into depression.
No.
But like Hearthstone did it to him. That's why I left.
Yeah, well, we know that feeling from Hearthstone.
that'll do it. That'll do it.
I think we have some questions for Chris here
we do.
Oh,
before we get into it.
okay.
All right, Nathaniel, do you want to do this? I think you
Yeah.
wrote this, so let's
I came up with some questions.
let's throw it over to you then.
Cool. I have been listening to you guys for quite a while, actually, and I've always got some questions in the back of my mind that, like, I want to jump in and ask you guys. And I actually forgot to ask you when we were on your show not too long ago.
Yeah.
First question: Did
Wait
you
a
guys
minute.
ever
Wait a minute. Should we explain a little bit of what Chris's show is all about here? Maybe the listener doesn't know.
Sure.
Context is useful.
So we
Yeah.
can get him the plug now instead of at the end.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, Chris, tell us what your show is the premise. The premise.
Sure. So myself and my co-host Tom, we are college buddies. We've been like kind of doing this kind of radio stuff for a while. And what we do in this particular podcast is we play a random game on Xbox Game Pass for an hour, and then we decide if it's worth our time or not. Sometimes we do requests. Sometimes we do polls and stuff like that too. We'll have guests like you guys come on and tell us to play a game too. So yeah, it's been fun to figure out, because like the idea, of course, was for me, I was overwhelmed when I got Game Pass, and this was like 2 years ago at the time.
Okay.
And I was like,
so it was like a remedy.
yeah, it was kind of a remedy. Like I wanted to see
Smart.
what, you know, I didn't want to just focus on the AAA games, because there's tons of developers that are out there.
Mhm.
And, I want to give credit to people that make good games that maybe people don't get a chance to try out, or don't even give a chance to try out. So, yeah, like I said before, we've done over 130 of these so far, and I've been pleasantly surprised. I've been pleasantly surprised by a bunch of them.
Really?
Yeah. So
I can't
Nice.
even, what if you just love every game? You're like, fuck, I gotta play this game. Like 130 games on your backlog.
no, there's definitely a lot of stinkers. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But we try to find the positive in everything. We don't try to trash anything, but there are a couple of them that I will never ever play against.
What is it? Like, tell us one. We need to know what.
it's part of my
for
questions.
example, Vampire Survivors. That game is. But
Really?
don't get me wrong. I respect the why people enjoy it, but it's just not a game for me. What else was on? I did not
that
like
makes sense.
Astroneer. I thought that game was
Okay.
Oh, okay.
a bit.
Right.
A bit.
Oh, that was recent.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was fairly recent. Yeah. What was it?
I always hovered over that one.
Yeah. It's like,
I bought it in early access.
I don't know. It just
bought it?
really, it really was.
Jeez.
But there was another one I just did. Oh, freaking Five Nights at Freddy. Nope. I'm not really into scary games, but like
that's dumb too.
Yeah.
Even still, it's just like this game is so stupid.
But
my nephews were playing it. I was like, "What is this? What are you doing?"
Like my kids now make fun of me because like, oh, you get so scared in the game. I'm like, whatever, man. Just why don't you play it?
So yes. Okay.
Nice.
Next question.
Yeah, let me take a few here. Did you guys ever find out why some games are bigger on PC than Xbox or vice versa? Did you ever?
So we did an interview with Rainbow Billy and the Cursed Leviathan. Chris over there. They're based in Canada. I think they're in Montreal.
Of course. Yeah.
And yeah, he was really cool. Like he was just explaining, like it's just the way that compression is and stuff like that. Like when they're going through like the build process, just sizes happen. It is what it is. But it was really fast. Like honestly, like that was. I mean, all the interviews that we've done so far have been great. Like he just like basically opened the book for us. Like because it was our first like real interview with the developer.
Yeah.
And he was just like, here's what I know about how to get into Game Pass, or how we got into Game Pass, and like why the economics worked for us. And I think it works for a lot of these indie developers because they're getting that huge influx of cash right up front, right? And it's interesting because like the bet is like they'll take this now, and then once they get off, they'll get off of Game Pass. There'll be like enough of a game that people are like, oh, I want to buy it after it leaves, kind of thing. Yeah. Which unfortunately for Tinykin didn't work out. Like they said they had like a lot of people played it on Game Pass, but then when it was on Steam and stuff like that, it didn't work as well. Which I was surprised. Like that game was actually pretty fun. I don't know if you guys have tried that, but for like a collectathon, like a platformer, I thought it was great, and it was fairly short too. So
Nice,
cool,
nice. So I just recently listened to the Moonlighter episode. Was it yesterday? This morning?
Yeah,
and both of you guys. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Decided to keep it.
Yeah.
I told you at the end when we were on your show.
You did.
That you guys would like it.
You did.
I love that game.
I
loved that
honestly,
game.
Like as soon as I read it, I was like, oh God, this is a roguelike. I'm not gonna like this game at all. But I was really obsessed with the shop mechanics.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
It's so good. It's so good.
It was just so satisfying to like figure out the prices, what makes the best one, and then seeing that little emoji, like my happy face emoji happen. I was like, yes, I'm a good shopkeeper.
Yeah, man.
I can do this in real life. Like,
it's so good.
I could do this in real life.
I actually have a board game that it's like the same premise, and it's super fun too.
Yeah,
like you're in the board game, you're an actual shopkeeper. You're not the hero.
Okay,
so the heroes come to your shop, they buy your items, and then they go fight the monsters. And if your items lead them to victory, they come by and spend more money at your shop.
That's pretty cool.
And stuff like that. Yeah. And then whoever ends up with the most money and the most like hero points, or how many heroes come in.
That's Bargain Quest?
Yeah, Bargain Quest. Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. Nice.
Yeah.
What else I got here? What are one of the main things you guys need in the first hour of playing a game for it to start churning your gamer brain to like, keep it around? From what I've listened to, it seems a lot to do with the tutorials, because you guys only have like an hour, right?
Yeah. I mean, for me, there's got like, if you put Star Wars in front of anything, Tom will buy it. It doesn't matter what it is, honestly. Like if it was Five Nights at Freddy's Star Wars edition, he'd probably play it. Like that's how obsessed he is with Star Wars. But like for me, it's just more of if I can understand the mechanics early and like kind of give me the possibilities of like what I can do, or like I love a game where like things start to build on top of each other, and you start to see that.
Okay.
Whereas like if you starts to like just this is the one mechanic and that's it, it plateaus, and then you're like, oh, what is this? I don't really care for it. For me, I mean, I really like a game when it can be like when the art direction in the game has like a nice like it's cohesive and consistent. Like I really like the look and feel of Signalis. I thought that was a really cool looking game. It sounded well. It sounded great. I was so creeped out by it, I stopped playing it. Like that's
Oh my god!
But yeah,
nice. Final question.
Yeah,
will you guys be doing a special edition, like 10-hour one decision on Starfield when it comes to Game Pass?
no.
Yeah, you are.
No,
You're not gonna play it.
we might have someone come on and suggest that game for us. I don't know yet, but that is cool. That. As of right now, I know I'm curious definitely to try it. I'm cautiously optimistic though, because I have yet to like a Bethesda open world game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Like I was really excited for Fallout 4.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this.
I never played it.
It's. It was,
I played 76
because
that was like the most
Fallout,
recent Bethesda thing.
Fallout 3 was supposed to be pretty good though,
right? Like so, I was like, oh, and like I played the first two, right? So I played Fallout 1 and 2, and I love those games.
Oh wow,
right?
okay.
Like the interplay game, like Black Isle, they did. I thought they did a fantastic job with that. And again, like I thought, like how the game looked was great. Like even though it was an isometric, like turn-based game, it looked great for what it was. And then I was like, what is this garbage that Bethesda made? Like they just made like they took Sky I don't know what the Elder Scrolls at the time and they just made it dirty. I was like, okay, well,
yeah,
all right, I don't.
Interesting.
I don't really, and like because like like the animations were just like robotic and like just like something about, and that's what I'm scared about with Starfield. Is that it's going to be the same, because I think they said it's the same engine, right? It's a creation engine, but they've like it's upgraded now. It's like, but it's like upgraded from like 2001 to like maybe 2015, maybe. I don't know. Like in terms of like, who knows? But
we will see.
Yeah. Speaking of that, actually, Starfield and how it looks and whatnot, I have actually pre-ordered the premium version to get early access on CD keys.
Oh,
thanks for 1H1D. I've used their link.
Nice, it worked. Okay.
I don't know if you guys or if the Quit the Build gets a kickback, but like when you click the link, it doesn't tell me anything.
Okay.
Like I just get to the website using the link and I purchase what I need to purchase. I have no idea if it worked or not. So hopefully it worked for you guys. I got $40 off.
Nice. Well,
25% off for that one.
$40 off?
Yeah, man. If you buy the premium edition on Steam, it's $150 fucking dollars Canadian.
Well, here's something. I got it for free.
That's
because my wife bought a new GPU.
Oh, that's
an
right.
AMD card. She got the AMD 6750 XT.
Nice.
12 gigabyte or 14 gigabyte. It's got a lot of gigabytes on it.
Nice.
But it came with the code Starfield for free.
Nice.
The game.
Sick.
For free. Kaboom.
Nice.
Wow.
Good for you.
Thank you, AMD.
Good for you.
I decided to go with Steam over Xbox app because A, the Xbox app is asshole. It's garbage. 2, I'm pretty big into modding. And modding like I modded Oblivion, Skyrim, Cyberpunk. Like the amount of mods I put on Skyrim was like 2,000 mods one time I put on Skyrim. And like
set on fire.
Yeah, like
that was the gas leak.
my computer was like 30 FPS.
That's where his light, that red light on his face, is coming from.
Just glowing hot.
What I read, I was doing some research, and there's certain mods like the script extenders that won't work on the Game Pass version.
Okay.
So if anybody doesn't know what a script extender is, in the most simplest terms, I've tried to make it super simple. In Skyrim, for the Skyrim mods, there's a script extender called SKSE, which is the Skyrim script extender, which enables mods to do things that basic Skyrim modding tools can't do. For example, a basic Skyrim mod, for example, which you could find in the console version, and what you're probably going to find in Starfield for a console and the Game Pass version, is like
jiggle physics.
Yes.
No, yes, actually. No, that would move the model, so that actually might be an extender. So let's say you want to add a new type of armor to the game. You can add it to the using the regular modding tools, right? You make your model and add it to the game. But if you want it to like react to, let's say, the sun falling and the light shining off the armor, that won't happen. So like anything like that interacts with the mod or like brings it to like the next level kind of thing, you'll need an extender. Those really bring the big mods in to change a lot of things. So down the road, people are going to make this game, I'm telling you guys now, people are going to make this game look fucking unbelievable on computer. Unbelievable. Like, you should see what Skyrim looks like now with 2,000 mods. Just wait until Starfield has 2,000 mods, okay? Just fucking wait.
So is that extender something that Bethesda made? Like, and they released? No. Okay. All right.
No. So the modders will make this, and then they'll make it for certain platforms, but they haven't even touched the Game Pass one in the past, and they don't plan on it anytime soon, is what I read. So that's why I've decided to go with Steam. That's it.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel.
I'll be getting it on Game Pass because I can download it right away for free.
Yeah.
And we'll find out what the game feels and looks like before I spend fucking $100 on it.
And I'll be playing it with this bad boy.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay.
I'm stoked.
Okay. My Xbox controllers are so shitty. They're very old. They're very old. All right. Did we have any other questions? Was that our last question?
I think it was.
That was a question.
It was
that led into something
years
else,
ago. It was a question, and then it turned into other things.
Yeah.
But should we go into game time here?
Yep. And a word
Sure.
from our partnership sponsor, whatever you like to call it. Hello, everyone. We are thrilled to announce an exciting new partnership with VRRock.com. Get ready to enhance your VR experience with VR Rock's protective lenses, available for both prescription and non-prescription users. As a fellow VR enthusiast, I opted for their blue light canceling lenses. These lenses are designed to protect my PSVR 2's stock lenses from scuffs and scratches while helping to reduce eye strain caused by prolonged exposure to blue light during extensive VR gaming sessions. Installing VR Rock's lenses is a breeze. A simple click and a magnet snap, and you're all set for a comfortable and immersive VR adventure. The best part? Our friends at VRRock.com have a special offer for you guys, our listeners. You can head over to VR-Rock.com, that's VR-Rock.com, and by using the coupon code ELDERTROLLS on checkout, you'll enjoy an exclusive 10% discount on your order. VR-Rock.com ships worldwide, and all their products are tax-free. We extend our sincere gratitude to VR-Rock.com for supporting us and making our VR experiences safer and more enjoyable. So don't miss out. Grab your VR Rock lenses and get ready for an unforgettable gaming journey.
So what are we playing here currently? I think, are we all the same here? Because I've only been playing one game.
Yep, pretty much.
Diablo 4, right?
Chris probably playing like lots of games. No, Diablo 4, I quit it last episode. I quit it. No more. I haven't played it since.
Same.
I haven't even
I'm
launched
still
it.
on that train,
Same.
my friend.
Nope.
I had a funny story for you guys. Because one of my answers is always storage seasons. And it has to do with the Harvest Moon games. But I didn't want to forget because I couldn't believe it. But my buddy Thrillhouse, that Chris, you may not have heard of. Maybe on our previous shows, he was on our Pokemon episode, whatever. But he recently picked up, I think, Friends of Mineral Town on Switch and A Wonderful Life. And do you know how at the beginning when the mayor's talking to you and he's like,
Ugh, yeah.
are you ready to start farming? So are you ready? blah, 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 blah. And you have an option to say yes or no. And Matt was just like, oh, you know what? I can't get into this right now. And he just hit no just to see what would happen. And the credits rolled.
That's amazing.
You don't even, nothing happens when you press no. The fucking credits roll and you don't get to play the game. I never knew that's how that happened. Because you know how there's like, it's inconsequential when games are like, are you ready? Yes or no. And it's just like another dialogue option.
Yeah.
And you just end up doing the same thing anyway. Not in this case. The credits roll and you don't get to play.
That's actually quite
I was
funny.
like, wow, that's like a sense of humor. That's really funny. So anyway, that's what happens if you're not ready to take over your uncle's farm in Friends in Mineral Town.
Yo, credits roll, boy.
I think something similar happens in like Far Cry 5, I think. Is that the one in Montana? Like at the very beginning when you're like at the church. I did this because we played it. We played it on the podcast, and it's like where they're like, "Oh, arrest him!" And if you don't do anything, the game just like you leave, and then the game's over. Like you get back, get back in your car, and then he's like, "Oh, all right, game's over." I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool."
It's so strange.
I beat the game in an hour. The first hour, I beat it. I beat it.
Cross that off.
Well, that's what Matt said. That's what Thrill House said. He's like, "Well, I guess I beat my first Harvest Moon game." It's like, yeah.
Amazing.
Oh man, I find that hilarious.
All right, so you're playing. Do you want to keep going?
I really have just been playing Baldur's Gate, really, and trying to just sit down and relax and play A Wonderful Life. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't really been doing a lot of gaming, more socializing. I think my buddy was down from BC and just haven't really gamed. So,
you realize you're on a gaming podcast?
well, I have gamed, but I haven't really gamed.
I have gamed before. I have played hundreds of games. You don't think that I've played a game before? All right, Nathaniel.
Well, yeah. Baldur's Gate 3, obviously. Halo, Diablo 4. I forgot to mention I did and am playing Remnant 2.
Oh.
And recently they did patch the performance. It is much better. You still need to use DLSS, but I'm up in the higher FPS, like 80 now, 80, 90. So it's a smoother experience, which is always nice. So I'm looking forward to them to keep hacking away at that Unreal Engine 5 game. And I've got some news for Daniel.
Oh,
Yes. I got an email today, Daniel, and it was the Skull and Bones closed beta invite.
wow.
Starting next week, August 24th.
No
Are you
way.
gonna play it?
Well, you're goddamn right I'm gonna play it.
Oh my
Closed beta.
I'll give
So what does that
you
mean?
my
The game doesn't come
login.
out for
Why are
another
you
5
on a
years,
closed
maybe?
beta? What did you do to get into a closed beta?
They must have heard the VRRock.com.
Yeah, they must have heard the podcast.
Yeah, I'm the pirate legend here. Okay, why didn't I get an invite to the?
Did you
open
sign
beta?
up for it when I told you to?
No, I'm not
Well, how else
signing
are
up
you
for
gonna
that
get the
beta.
fucking
No, I
invite?
didn't sign up for it.
I'll tell you, Dan. It's you're not really missing much though. To be honest, I played the closed beta. It was okay.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, like way back.
You
I mean,
played
it
it?
was like a month or so ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I played it, and it was weird, like because they put like all this like NDA stuff all over it, like the watermarks and stuff like that.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, but it was like it was fine. But I was like, I should just be playing Sea of Thieves instead or something like that. So
Yeah. Yes, you should, Chris. We'll play. I don't know if it comes out on Game Pass. I don't know that that's a possibility because it'll be Ubisoft. But
yeah, they have some games.
I don't know. I wouldn't pay $100 to play it. It's one of those where I'd have to just try it and see.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to play it. I just don't think I could spend the $100.
It has so much
to play it.
potential to be cool,
Right. I mean, like
we'll
which means it has potential to be a massive fuck
yeah.
up.
I mean, it is Ubi, so
Yeah. And it's been in development for almost as long
We'll
as
see.
Starfield.
And they wanted to cancel it, but they couldn't because of that the Singapore government or whatever the fuck it was.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
like they have a contract with the Singapore government
Yeah.
or something that they have to
Yep.
finish the game. It's
Because
very
they were
strange.
they
I don't
got
know.
help funding or something from.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah,
There
it
we
was
go.
like it has something to do with a deal, some political deal. They have a contract. They have to finish it. Yeah, they can't just tank it and be like, "Oh, sorry."
Jeez.
Yep, but that's about it. How about you, Chris?
Well, that's cool.
For me, it's just been recently. It's just been Baldur's Gate. It's consumed my life.
Nice.
I think same here. I play Apex all the time, though. Off and on, of course. But I think we played a couple Rocket League.
Oh yeah.
We had a couple Rocket League sessions the last couple of weeks, like with my 3 buddies. We do series. So we did that. Like we'll do 2v2 for best of 7 or something, and shit talk each other to no end. But yeah, Baldur's Gate, boys.
Shall we get into it?
Yeah.
I think we should. I think we should. Yeah. But first, should I tell you a little thing I was going to say about Baldur's Gate? It has reached 7th place all-time highest rated video game on Metacritic.
Wow.
All time. Highest rated.
All
It's in
time.
the top 10.
What's the first one?
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Of course.
99. Okay.
Ah, cop.
I know it's a bit high. Second one, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, really?
98.
Wow.
Okay.
That was a fucking sick game.
Yes.
That like shaped our childhood, that game.
Yeah. Number 3, Grand Theft Auto 4. 98. These are tied.
Wow.
There's a tie, 3-way tie for second.
Oh.
Next, 4th, Soul Calibur. The original Soul Calibur.
Wow. That was
Really?
fun game.
98.
That was fun.
Like I never.
I don't
a bit
remember that
shocking. A bit shocking
Yeah.
for just like a fighting game. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
That's just
Fighting
me.
game. Then at 5 and 6 are Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy, and Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh, wow.
5 and 6, both with a 97 score.
Huh.
Now this list is from Game Rant, so I don't know how. It was like a
Yeah.
day ago, so it's pretty up to date. Number 7, Baldur's Gate 3 with a 97.
Nice.
So there's none of these games are even recent.
Yeah.
Like that's the highest rated, like most recent game. Like the Red Dead Redemption is how old? Red Dead Redemption 2, RDR2 is number 8. That's
Yeah.
like 4 years old.
28.
older
Older
than that.
than that.
Older than that. Yeah.
3?
Like 5 years, maybe?
Is it?
The second one, RDR2,
Yeah, it's 2018.
Hey, Siri.
That's all I know.
2018. Okay, yeah, so that's like 5 years old. Grand Theft Auto 5 is older than that.
Oh.
Number 9.
Yeah.
And then number 10, I've never even fucking heard of it. Disco Elysium, the final cut.
Yeah.
What the
Oh,
hell's
yeah.
that?
I hear that all the
Yeah.
time. I
97.
hear about that.
97. That's the top 10 highest rated games on Metacritic.
Nick from FNG is screaming right now. Jonathan, you've never heard of Disco Elysium?
Him and Jared for play along are just so mad.
I've never even fucking heard of it. Let me see this.
I
What
think
is
it's those.
this?
It's like a top. Is it the top-down shooter guy? The
Is
shooter
it a
thing
shooter
where
or
they-
is it like a turn? I don't even remember.
It's like a top down kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like really simple graphics and art style,
Yeah.
like almost like a
Apparently,
Wow,
it's
that's-
very, very, very. Well, obviously, it's very, very
Right.
good.
wow.
I've
Okay,
I've heard nothing but good things.
Well, today's topic then, we should move on to it. Which is Baldur's Gate 3.
Number 7
And-
all time.
Yeah. This is the 7th highest rated game of all time, guys. Listeners. This is history in the making right now, according to some. But Baldur's Gate 3 is the 3rd installment of the RPG series by Alarian Games. It is a third-person, I would say, choose-your-own adventure
Oh,
with turn-based combat.
Mhm.
You can play with up to 4 friends, or no, 3 friends, 4 players, and it is based on Dungeons and Dragons rules. Is it 5e?
I believe so, yeah.
Is that? Wow, right out of the book. So you have to roll the d20 for pretty much any decision you want to make, which will affect the path you take through the story. So what should we talk?
And it's always a critical failure. Always.
For him, yeah.
No, I'm not good at rolling.
No, whenever you're in his party playing with him, like, don't let him roll the fucking dice.
Really?
There's always one person that has the worst luck.
I got lots of bonuses, man. Look at all my bonuses.
That's funny.
Look at all my
That is
bonuses.
funny.
I thought I was bad, and I was like, "No, you roll." And he's like, "Like fuck." And then it's so funny.
Okay, yeah, that happened a couple times. Just like, yeah, of course. Anyway, should we talk about? We want to talk gameplay. We're going to talk about like gameplay, visuals, performance,
Yeah,
controls.
Characters.
yeah.
Characters themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, that's under gameplay. We're going to talk about
Okay.
characters, classes, the races.
I got some controls thoughts.
Really? Oh, you're playing on controller though.
Yes,
You
yes.
friggin'
I
nerd.
So am I.
What?
I have moved downstairs to my couch, and I only remote play it to my Xbox now.
Wow.
Really?
And everyone's gonna be like, "How do you remote play your PC to your Xbox Series S?" Well, I'll fucking tell you how. not in detail, okay? But I use an app off GitHub. I installed it on my Series S called Moonlight.
Wow.
Okay,
Open
Connects-
source.
open source. Yes, it's not in the App Store. You have to open your browser on the Series S, go to GitHub, download the app, and it installs like an app. It's just not in the Windows Store app.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
Cool.
yeah. So it's in its early stages. It disconnects every once in a while, just like cuts you out, but it's to be expected. It's not a real app in the Windows Store, so whatever. But then you connect to your machine, and on your machine you need what's called the Sunshine server, which points to your executables and all yada, yada, yada. So I'm down there, and I played today for, I think it was like an hour and a half, perfectly. Smooth, 60 FPS, streamed 2K
1080p.
resolution from my PC to the screen downstairs.
Dr. Disrespect. Sony 1080p. What does he say? Google glasses.
And it was fantastic. And I was playing it with the Xbox controller on my Xbox. It's fantastic. That's how I'm playing it.
That's cool.
Wow. I'm on Steam. That's it. I tried. I don't like that app, that Moonlight Sunlight shit. It sucks. I tried it with Diablo 4 on the TV. It worked, but I was just like, I hated
Wow,
using
Diablo
it.
4? How are you going to do that? You need to move quick. Be like, you need to.
It's true.
This game it's nice because you're just like running around and you're
Oh,
selecting
that wasn't really an
text.
issue. Yeah, but that wasn't
right?
really an issue in Diablo. It was
Okay.
just like I didn't like using the actual like it's like a server that has to have running.
Yeah,
And it's all through
yeah.
a web browser. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this? Anyway, yeah, I'm on Steam. Dano, you're on Steam with the laptop
Steam as
rod.
well.
The laptop rod sent you,
Yes. Yeah.
which is a 1080 in it, not a 1060 as we thought.
Yeah.
Correct. And it's good. It's working fine. I am on controller, like I said, because well, it was just the way to go for me.
Did you put it out to the TV? Are you putting it out to the TV?
No.
Oh, you're playing it on the laptop.
Yeah.
I thought you said
Because
you wouldn't do that.
I realized that when I was trying to play it before, there was like an auto brightness thing on Windows 10, and it was like dimming the fucking screen every now and then, and I was like, why? I can't see anything.
Oh,
And then I
weird.
realized when I was checking the settings and doing the television thing that there was a freaking auto brightness box. I unchecked it. I just cranked the brightness. I was like, oh, now I can see what I'm looking at. So I might as well just keep playing on this because I can see it and it's higher resolution, whatever. So that's what I stuck to. And it's easy to just swap. I just push this laptop back, bring that one on, plug it in, boom. So
Cool. Chris, you're on
I'm on Steam.
Steam.
I'm
Obviously.
on Steam.
I guess it's only on Steam, isn't it?
I think it's on GOG.
Oh, is it?
GOG. Okay. Well, let's talk about the controls then. If you're talking about you got some bones to pick with the controls on controller.
I do. It's kind of brief, but like I got to tell you, when I was the click to move thing, I thought I'd be okay with it. And I was like, you know how there's WASD controls, whatever, and that freely moves the camera around. I was clicking my character and I was like, this is weird. How do I want to turn the fucking camera? And I had to keep middle clicking and doing this to just to
hated
look
that.
around.
I hated
and I was like,
that.
no,
What?
no.
You press Q and E.
No.
You could do that too. Yeah.
Okay, well, now you tell me. But anyway, the point is, I was like, what happens if I just plug in this controller now? And it is very cool how Steam, you just press the shoulder buttons and Steam just goes and switches the game up to total controller mode. All the menus are different and everything. You just press start, you got the options there, and you can use the shoulder buttons to go through the tabs and whatever. So I'm like moving my controller. I was like, oh my God, I'm just playing a third person over the shoulder RPG now. Like, this is how I want to play this game. And you can still use the free cursor if you just click left stick in and go around and select things or whatever and highlight enemies and objects and all this. So yeah, I found it way easier to just plug the controller in and I'm playing like I would a regular third person game. So that's how I'm sticking to it forever.
Yep, I completely agree. I was on the click, I moved over to controller, and like that's just the way I want to move around.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I
Like clicking to
I
move.
liked. Well, I thought I would be playing on controller, but I didn't like how you were. Like, movement was fine, but it was when I had to like select items
Oh yeah, it takes a while.
and like your actions and stuff like that when you're in combat, like that. I was like, I don't need to.
Oh,
do
that's
this,
true.
you know.
Because it's wheels on controller.
Right.
You have action.
Yeah.
Action wheels
Mhm.
and item wheels. So that is true. But honestly, I think it was just the menu thing. It was a menu resolution thing for me on the PC on the little laptop screen. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like looking at needed like a magnifying glass to like look at the.
You got two magnifying glasses on your face.
Yeah, they didn't help. They didn't help any. I had to like put the extra ones, the clip-ons, the different levels,
Get the
and they're
bubbles
like this
glasses
long.
on.
Anyway, so I actually do prefer the wheels only because the icons are bigger.
Right.
And I can kind of see what they actually are and whatever. So
That's fair.
All right. Okay. Well, visuals and performance. Then the game looks good. Game looks good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nothing. I would say that's revolutionary, though. I mean, it doesn't have ray tracing or anything like that. You know.
Yeah.
That we know of.
But, I mean, the models are good, and it runs pretty well for me. I think I get some slowdown though sometimes here and there, but nothing crazy. I have crashed once. I crashed yesterday. It just shut me down, and then it said there was an update. And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" You could kick me out of the game. I lost, I think, 20 minutes of gameplay.
I had the same problem yesterday because I think they rolled back an update or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I played for a bit and I must have closed it and reopened it. And then all my saves that I just had were null and void. So I had to like go back like hours before
Or
and
wait.
start over. I was like,
Oh, they fixed that. They fixed it.
oh, did they?
Yeah. Yeah. So
they like re-rolled it out.
Yeah.
And then
so
everyone's saves
yeah,
were
yeah.
fine. I was like, okay.
That's
Well, I wasn't affected, but Pam was pissed. She
Yeah.
lost like 2 hours or something.
Well, you didn't lose it. You just have to fucking
I
wait.
know. I was like, you just have to wait for them to update it. She's
That's
like,
true.
I want to play now. Yeah, okay.
Just checking that she's not behind her with a knife.
that's a really good looking game. Like I thought there's something about like it's clarity. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it's like the reflections are really nice. The lighting is really nice. And I love like holding a torch and seeing the walls illuminate and stuff because I'm in the goblin camp right now.
Or lighting the torches on the walls too. I light every single one.
Yeah.
I light it up.
I don't. I turn them off so I sneak around. Why are you turning
The
lights
facial
on?
expressions, like the graphics and stuff, like it's all good. It's a little weird
Yeah.
though. Again,
The
fucking
facial expressions are like,
the whole
Like, like your face is your eyes is like
yeah, and sometimes
and
they
the
go
no
like,
dialogue thing. Like
it is a bit
Yeah,
weird.
like
It's a bit.
the main character, right? Because
we'll talk about the voice
Yeah.
acting
All right.
after the
Yeah,
I guess.
the facial expression is a bit weird. It's a bit robotic. Like it's not very. It's very. I want to say like
Reminds me of The
Skyrim-esque. Skyrim-esque
me
to
of The
me,
Sims.
like The Sims.
Reminds you of The
Is it
Sims.
as bad
It's
as
not that bad.
Mass Effect? Which one was it? Is it Andromeda or is it 3 that people are making fun of?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't play 3 or Andromeda, believe it or not. I wanted to, but just didn't get around to it.
Yeah, I mean it's nothing I would like. It would throw me off playing or anything like that though. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. I think it's still good. Like I laugh and I think it's funny, and that's probably what they were going for. He's like, you know, when they you react to something, your eyeballs go very funny.
Yeah. Maybe I guess I'm just not used to the whole comic.
But sometimes you'll get a little glimpse of a really good one. You know what I mean? Like a good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's far and few between the facial expressions. Like, oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Like that looked like natural.
Like
Shadowheart.
Shadowheart, her facial expressions, she's got some fucking attitude.
Yeah, she
for
does. Yeah,
And
she
they get
does.
the
She
what's her
does.
name? Lazel.
Oh, the Batgirl. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Can we talk about the voice acting? This
Yeah.
voice acting in this game
Yeah.
is
Voice acting.
fucking superb.
Is good.
It is like some of the best, if not the best, I've heard in a video game. Like the narrator is so
Yeah.
good, and she's sexy as hell. I just
Yeah,
want to
she's
keep
supposed
listening.
To be like
You know?
like Galadriel narrating
Oh
the
my
beginning
God,
of
I love
Lord
it.
of the Rings. You know
I
what mean?
love it.
Yeah. She
Stray
took a page
but
out
a
of
little.
Kate Blanchett's book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Kate
my god. I'm like,
Blanchett.
keep talking.
She definitely did. Well, that's what Kate Blanchett is like at the beginning of
Oh,
Lord
yeah.
of the Rings.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just
For sure.
awesome.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
I
The
actually
goblins
was
are
thinking that.
hilarious. The goblins
voice
are
acting
fucking
is great.
funny. Yeah.
The
And it just
goblins,
makes me
yeah.
it makes me want to
Their
get back
accents.
into a like
They're
it just
just
makes me want to
talking
get
like
back
that all
into
the
a
time
story clip or another dialogue just to hear them talk.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a huge dialogue guy, but man, I just want to hear more dialogue because it's so good. It's so good.
What
Dan?
did you think? What do you guys think of, or did you even notice? Some games will loop character actions to sync up with dialogue lines, but I've noticed in this game that facial expressions and body movements are like tailored to line delivery across
Like
many
Shadowheart.
different characters. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
definitely
and it's
Shadowheart,
not
yeah.
like where they're just like repeating a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for very specific lines and their cadences, character expressions are like tailored to and executed. Very cool because it just makes me feel like the game is that much more intelligent and you're speaking to these characters. I mean, obviously, not to mention
Immersion.
voice acting is like top notch. Yeah, exactly. It's an immersive quality. And I was just realizing that today when I was playing. I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was like, oh shit, they're really leaning into these lines with how they animated these characters. I really appreciated that. So that was really cool because it goes so well with the voice acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of the voice actors really phoned it in. It was great just to see all that. Like the attention to detail. Like that's really all we want is that kind of level of
Yes.
detail.
Chris, you said you had a beef with our silent hero.
Well, it's just
Let's talk about that, Chris.
You don't like his voice?
No, it's not. Well, the fact is that you pick a voice, right? You hear him when
Yep.
you're walking around in the game.
Yeah.
And then when you're in a dialogue situation, he's like, "Oh, I forgot how to talk. I don't know how to talk
Yep.
now."
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's one of my
I
beefs.
never really thought about that, but yeah, it's true.
Well, that's what I thought I swear Nathaniel sent in our group chat one night, Chris. I swear he was like, oh, I'm playing Baldur's Gate. There's already something Daniel's not going to like. I swear he said it. And I don't know if I dreamt it or not, but I started playing the game and it was the first thing I noticed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, of course, my character's not talking again. You know, it's just like, I chose a voice, like you said, and then now I've got all these dialogue options I choose, and I see my character going like,
well,
making faces because
Yeah.
we played
you did choose a
Exoprimal,
voice.
Right.
which was the same thing. Yes.
But you choose a voice, they're not going to have like all those actors do every
Do all
voice
those
line.
lines? Could you imagine?
You
They
should have
had other
known.
voice actors do all the other lines too, though. It's just like I would say if it was like they didn't have as much dialogue as they had, fine. But at the same time, like
Sure.
just go all in, like just do it,
Yeah.
just get
Yeah,
it done,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like I mean,
Would it
don't
be
get me wrong.
would you be less immersed? Because what if some people might like like you click on a selection, you think that in your head,
Yeah.
but you don't want to
Yes.
hear somebody say it because
No,
maybe
that's
it
a
makes
good point.
it,
I would
takes
say
it away from
Don't
it
even give me the
being
choice of
your
the voice.
decision.
Don't give me the choice of the voice if I'm not.
Yes, correct.
You know what I'm
Just
saying?
give one voice,
Mm-hmm.
male,
Yeah.
female,
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
and then
And hey,
don't
some
have them
people
read them.
like the voiceless heroine hero thing because
they can
the voices ruin it for them.
Sure.
Mhm.
You know, it's like I'd rather have a silent hero than because I don't want the game's narrative to be ruined by this dummy who delivered the lines shitty or whatever, and they left
Yeah.
it in. I get that,
Yeah.
but it's like it was just a weird in between, and it's fine. I'll get over it, but it was just funny how it happened
Yeah.
again after Exoprimal. You know, so
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
I will say
Oh,
that
man.
the dialogue. I mean, like your character doesn't look as dopey as in like Exoprimal though, when it makes its expressions. and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Dopey.
Yes, 100%. That is true.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the gameplay then, and the characters and the classes and the races. I guess it's pretty typical, but it's typical to D&D. Maybe people who are familiar with D&D, but it's like you got all your classes, your races, like the dwarves, the halflings is a D&D thing. Maybe halflings you don't see a lot of other kind of fantasy games, but halflings, elves, humans, goblins, gnomes, tieflings, also a kind of a new
The demon things.
yeah, they're like demon people. Oh yeah, but we got the mind flayers, like in Stranger Things. They introduced
Correct.
That's a D&D race, the mind flayers. And there's dark dwarves as well that live underground. So the characters. Let's talk about the characters.
Well, I've only run into maybe a handful so far.
Like the ones you can recruit. You mean?
Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't we talk about
I'm talking about any character.
which ones are in your party right
Well,
now?
how far is everyone in the game? Let's so that we're not spoiling for each one. I'm still in Act 1. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
I'm in
I'm
Act
only like 6 hours in. Six
What's
and a half,
Act
maybe.
1? I don't know.
Like
I just got to I just did the Goblin Fortress.
I've done that.
okay, I've got.
That's kind of what I'm in the middle of right now, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm past.
Well, there's no story, like what I
Like,
mean. It's
exactly,
not like a
right?
plot. Like
I mean, there is.
You
a
can have
plot,
a
but
different.
it's like-
You could have a different. You could have a different playthrough
That-
than
I
all
mean,
of us.
That's the thing. I was like, it's difficult to talk about this game at times too, because it's like, do you want to talk about? Because then, like, for the most part, everyone will have some sort of different variation because of the choices, and that's what's crazy about this game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't want to ruin an experience for someone because they're like, and then like they make that like I've almost like made that choice for them. You know what I'm saying? Like because it's like don't think about the pink elephant and it's already happened.
Maybe maybe for like there's probably large story points that would be spoilers,
We can leave
but
out,
but like saying that I killed a person is not a spoiler because you can that's
Not
yours.
kill them.
You can totally not do that. Like
Yeah,
Lae'zel,
I think that's
I killed
Oh
her
yeah.
at the
you
very
did.
beginning. Or in our
In our
playthrough.
and yeah. In our
But
play.
in mine, she's in my part. Like she's part of she's in my camp.
Yeah.
But that
Right.
was just something that happened in our playthrough. You can watch the YouTube video, but we have a YouTube video of our playthrough. And Nathaniel is like debating. I'm like, we should kill this girl right now. And you're like, no, man. It was like this big thing where he was like, well, I want to be
actually
true to
torn.
my character. And he was like torn. He doesn't want to kill this person. I'm like, man, she's being a total bitch. And
just kill her.
just kill her. She was being a total bee.
Yeah.
And but Nathaniel wanted to stay true to his
My folk hero
character, his background, right? So we were gonna play like that,
Oh,
and my
yeah.
guy was like
Right.
what was his charlatan? He was like a rogue
Scoundrel.
charlatan.
That's
Charlotte
exactly what I'm playing too. I'm playing the same
Yeah, so
character.
we're
Oh,
like-
nice. Okay.
So we're like conflicting personalities
It's
trying
so
to
funny,
make
like-
decisions.
Yeah, and how do these two end up in the same party? That's what's so funny. It's like that's so fucking sweet. I just love it.
Opposites.
Because we're always fighting at those kind of like branches in the story, right? Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I don't know, we should just do this." I'm like, "I don't know," but then like my folk hero, if someone hears that I've done this, then it ruins my folk hero reputation. But they know I'm going around in a party with you. You're a piece of garbage. You know?
Oh, he's hanging out with him.
So, but I'm only in this party until we've got this thing out of our brain.
Right.
You know what? And then you're out of here. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's
So that's not a spoiler. That happens at the beginning of the game. Non-spoiler,
Yes.
that's what the story is about. You get a mind flayer tadpole installed into your brain in the very opening scene. And it's basically about you trying to navigate that being in your head. You can find a cure. You can, I guess, I don't know if you can not find a cure if you want to keep it. I don't know. I'm sure there's
I'm not there yet, but
Maybe.
yeah, I'm sure you can give in to the power and just keep using the tadpole options.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very mysterious so far for me. I just for this game, I was like, well, I'm gonna start a female barbarian and just kind of go with what I imagine, because I've never played one of these games before. I've never played D&D. This is like totally new territory for me. So I was like, I'm gonna see if I can just do like DPS type thing. So that's what I started.
They're strong.
And I made her like
Yeah.
a wild looking woman, and I was like, rage. I want the rage. I want all that, because I'm
you
gonna
kill
need
by
all the help I
snoo-snoo?
can get. So, but
Kill
yeah,
by snoo-snoo.
I'm only really partied with Shadowheart right now, and I'm not sure I trust her yet. She's still a very mysterious
Yeah.
lady, but her voice, it's crazy because her voice. I wanted to talk
She's so
about the
good
voice
too.
actor.
Oh yeah.
She reminded me of Yennefer from Witcher 3.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing, and I was like, "Oh man, is
Yeah,
that her?" And it's not her though.
I know it's not her. I looked it up. I
Yeah.
had to look it up because I was like, it had that same kind of quality.
Yeah,
But any money that must have been what they were going for, because she's this sorceress kind of character,
Yeah.
you know. Anyway, she follows your party. So yeah, I only have her.
So
but I guess
you only
the
have
characters
her?
I've come across. Yeah, so far I'm only like
I mean,
6
there's
hours
like
in.
Yeah, but you can get everyone within like a radius of the
Yeah, well, I talked to
crash.
that Lizelle chick or whatever. The
Yeah.
what's the name of the race? I don't
Get
remember.
Yankee. Get the Yankee.
Keith Yankee.
Gets Yankee, yeah.
The
Okay,
Gith
yeah.
Yankee, like the
So
orcs.
she was at the beginning, and I don't know what happened to her. She's not with me anymore.
Yeah.
So
Oh, she must have got fed up.
unless I come across her later, or maybe she died in the ship crash.
Oh,
Is that a spoiler?
No, you'll
You
find
may
out.
come across her later. Yeah, you'll find out.
Anyway,
You might find her
but
later.
I have found that the characters you come across in this world all seem so unique. It's crazy. Like the little quests you do. There's the side shit that you got to get roped into when you're trying to like do the golden path, and you're just like, oh fuck, and then you find yourself. And I'm doing this quest that's not the golden path, and I'm talking to all these characters. And I'm like, what is going on? But I'm really liking that, because who you meet makes the whole world feel like it's living and breathing. So every character is contributing this really kind of unique little, I guess, element. It's very, very, very well done.
I mean, I think that's the other crazy part is you could ignore all those things too. Where there's that
Yeah.
choice where you're like, I don't want to
Yeah.
deal with this. Get out of my face. Like you
Yeah.
could do that to everyone.
Yeah.
I see that. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can literally like attack anybody.
Yeah. It just
and
says
their
it,
quest,
attack.
it will just, and if like you killed them, and their quest will say completed, and it'll say that person is dead, and that's all it'll say. So if you want to kill somebody, you just won't do that quest, and okay,
Yeah.
and that's that.
That's wild.
And I guess that includes main story characters like Lae'zel, who we killed, and it just says
yeah.
for Lae'zel's quest line, it just says Lae'zel is dead,
So
completed.
So
Like,
no one picked up Gale.
I picked up Gale.
No.
I picked up Gale, yeah.
Okay.
I got some things to say about Gale.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, he's the wizard.
Yeah.
Daniel, he's probably around there. They're all around
Yeah,
the starting
they
area.
are there.
All of them. So you just
Yeah,
have to
I
go find
haven't
them
been talking
and start
to
there.
like maybe everybody. I don't know. But there's
No. You'll
so
see
many
them like
quests, I
on the
feel like.
road and shit. Like you run into them, and it's like an event
Yeah.
that happens. You just probably
So
haven't been there on the map yet. You just like explore
Yeah, it
that
could
whole ship, explore the whole ship
Yeah.
area where you crashed, and
Yeah.
you'll find them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Gale, I can't stand Gale. He's always dead. He's always fucking dead. He always finds a way to die in my party, and I'm like, oh, of course, Gale's dead. Gale,
Useless fucking
Gale got one shot by something. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, man? Like, it's every time.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
No
I guess just because
defense.
he's a wizard and he's like got only
Yeah.
he's got the lowest amount of
his
health. Or
his
whatever.
first move has to be mage armor. Like you have
Mhm.
to fucking put that on him, and then you got to use Shadowheart to protect him some more with her like shield thing.
I'm not even using
rewards
mage
or
armor.
whatever.
I have him. He's got a pretty nice armor on him. I put on,
Okay.
and I think it's like +3 anyway, which is
That's
equal
funny.
to mage armor. So
Well, he ran away from me, so there's that.
Yeah. Okay.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, he ran away from me. Okay, yeah, that can also happen. I think that happened in one of my other. Did that happen to us?
In our
And,
clan,
that
yeah.
also happened to us.
I was like, fine, see you later, you fuck.
yeah, and he's just gone. I guess he'll never come back. But his story is really cool.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to not do that, wants to not
Yeah.
keep him in your party.
Well, I'll see if I can find him because I could probably use his help.
Yeah.
I really like Karlak. I really like her.
Karlak is
The-
I haven't got-
awesome.
I haven't got there yet.
the
The demon
chick?
girl.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
demon
haven't-
girl,
She's,
the tiefling.
she's badass.
Yeah, she's awesome. I
Cool.
really liked her. And she's so strong. Like
Yeah.
she's a barbarian. Like she does all of my damage.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Nice.
Like she can attack like 3 times in a row. She'll just be like, boom. And like main hand attacks like 3 of them. I'm like, holy shit,
Mhm.
dude. And then I just buff the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
who are you playing then? Are you playing in your solo playthroughs?
Go ahead.
Talk
Chris.
about our solo playthroughs.
Okay. Well, my
'Cause me and Nate have a shared one.
my solo playthrough now has a party member that is a friend of mine. He decided
Right,
to hop on and and then like help me. I think in with one particular quest, and
So he just lives at your camp.
lo and behold, he's a permanent member of my party.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
the
cannot-
the custom create
Yeah,
the custom created
yeah.
one?
I cannot even leave him
Oh.
in the camp.
Oh wow!
I've tried
Oh,
to kill
wow.
him off. I've tried to do everything to get him out because I want my I want my shadow heart in my party because
Oh,
they're
that
both
sucks.
the same class. Like
Oh,
it's
no.
a cleric. He played a cleric, and
You can respec him. You can
Oh.
that's
change
true.
him
That's
later.
true. I could do that. So, but I was like, oh my gosh, that's so frustrating. But yeah.
Wow, that's
Wow.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
So if you have a full party of friends, you just never get to use any of the.
No.
Or if someone's coming into your solo play, you just let them play one of the story characters.
I
Can they do
think
that?
if you
Right.
join,
I think you have to.
yeah,
create
you
characters.
have to create a character. If you're
Wow.
like if you're in your campaign already, you have to create a character. If you
Oh.
all start at the same time, then you can pick the you know, the default characters or whatever. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was what I noticed. And I swear the because I played this when the game came out, and the people that I played with deny this ever happened. But I swear that you could get up to 6 people in the party, including the NPC. Like so, like we had 3 people, and then the NPCs were with us too. So we had a party of 6. After that day, though, it went away. So they must have done some sort of bug fix or something.
I know there is a mod where you can get to 16 party
16.
members running around with you. Yeah.
That's great.
That's cool.
Yeah. You can have everybody. You just have everybody in your fucking party.
Okay, so you did a rogue then?
I did rogue charlatan. I'm trying to talk my way through everything. That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean,
Interesting.
it's you
I
can't
think
do
there's
it. You
some where
can't
you
do it.
have to. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part, but it's funny when there is that option. It's just like, you
Sure,
know.
you're trying to roll for everything.
Yeah.
Like roll for
Yeah.
persuasion, intimidation.
Yep.
Yeah. I played rogue for 5 levels, then I switched to bard.
Oh, so
At level 5.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to try to see what the bard is all about. Because the guy that comes to your camp to allow you to do that, he finally showed up on my thing. I was like, oh, so I can do all this. But I think I like it
Yeah.
because I can be sneaky like my
Mhm.
rogue is because he has high. I don't know. But I guess it's my just being a rogue. You get a stealth
Yep.
bonus, but I somehow I still have it, unless bards have it too. Maybe it's my background, being a charlatan, and the things that I chose was just stealth. Actually, at the beginning, my attributes, but I can still be sneaky, like my rogue is. Pick locks, do all that stuff, disarm traps. But I can buff people, and I think I do more. Maybe I do a little bit more of an influence in battle. There's this one attack called Shatter. Nathaniel, do you use that thing? It's freaking insane.
Yeah.
On Bard.
No.
Wow, you need to get it because it's crazy. It's like an AoE that'll do like 20 damage to everything in it. It's freaking sweet.
I use the fairy thing. Fairy, whatever. So I get advantage on like all my shit.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
Advantage
nice,
is
yeah.
really good. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. We can, like, in the combat, it's turn-based combat. The advantages you gain are like if you're above or below like your target. Like if you're above your target, you gain advantage on ranged attacks. If you're below them, you get disadvantage. So you have to really you have to like position yourself so that you're at least not at a disadvantage, because you'll like miss every shot you try to hit, and it'll be a really low percentage of getting a hit, which is very annoying. So you do have to think about that. Yeah, it's
That was fun.
you got to think about it. It's like it's a lot like Gloomhaven. Well, Gloomhaven is a lot like D&D. I obviously, but that's what I'm used to. So because we play Gloomhaven, and it's a lot of thinking. You have to like think about your next move. You have to say, okay, what are you gonna do next? Well, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
But having everything on the screen like automated, not like a board game, is just so
because
cool.
you don't know if you can do it or not in the
Like,
board games, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In this game, I go to do something, it's like, no. I'm like, okay, great. And then I go try something else. I don't have to look in the fucking rule book. Can I look through? And it takes like 15 minutes. I'm like, no, I can't do that. Fuck.
Yes, yeah, that is cool.
You know what I mean?
Because that would drive me nuts. Like I'm not a tabletop player. This is my first introduction to D&D mechanics, and so it's the perfect way for me to get into it, because I was talking to my friend Matt, who is both like a tabletop gamer, hardcore, and like he plays Magic the Gathering, he plays D&D, he plays everything. And I was telling him, I was like, this is the perfect, I guess, introduction for me into it, because it's like, he's like, yeah, it's really cool because it's like D&D without all the reading and shit. I was like, yeah, so without all the bullshit. It has none of the boring shit in it that I don't want to fucking do. Now, 5 of those 6 hours of me playing is reading all the spells and all the shit. You know what I mean? Just
what about the
seeing
character
what
creation?
they do.
How long did your character creation?
Sorry, 2 hours of that. 2 hours of that.
2
plus
hours?
3 hours. Yeah.
There's not even a physics shake button in there.
Yeah, I couldn't
reading
slap my
all
guy's
of the-
cock and let it
Yeah,
flap
dangle.
around, you know?
We'll flap it. See how
I was
see how
just
long-
reading all the class stuff and ability, they like the passive stuff and like the attributes, characteristics, and all this shit. Like
Yeah,
and
the background. You have to
backstories
choose your background. Yeah,
Yeah,
There's a lot of classes too. There's like 12.
I love the
And then sub.
like
and there's
there's
subclasses.
subclasses.
Yep.
Yeah, which you unlock. You can unlock at a certain level 3 or whatever it is. So I chose Berserker Barbarian as my subclass.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's funny because Chris, you try talking through situations, even as a barbarian. I am so bad at combat in this. That's what I'm finding. So far, I'm just kind of learning the ropes still, and I'm just like, this is weird, and I'm experimenting a lot, so I'm trying different spells. I'm trying buffs on me using Shadowheart. I'm doing all these things, but I don't have a game plan going in yet. Like you know how you just have a go-to.
Find your
every time you get
combo.
into combat.
Yeah.
find
And
your
I just
combo.
haven't
Like how
yet. So
Yeah.
exactly. Well, like you said, Nathaniel, there's
I open
you have to
every
use this
every
first,
battle with a bottle of grease or a grease spell. Every fucking battle, that grease is going down, and I
He's just
light
got
it
a
right
bunch
up.
of bottles of grease.
Oh man, it's
Okay.
fucking awesome.
Well, what I was confused about early on was the slot spells.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, and I was like, okay, well, how do I know if I can use it? It's because you would like if you use it too many times, you can't use it again until you long rest, which is like back at camp, and you have to use your food to heal.
Oh my God.
But it's above your bar.
Mhm.
Above your bar, there's little squares for your level 1, level 2, level 3, and they're lit up. They're lit up if
Yeah.
you can use them. That's how many times you can use a level 1 spell.
Mhm.
All of them. And then they'll go red. And then if they're all red,
You're out.
that means you can't use any more level 1 spells. Any of them. Not just like
I
that
haven't-
class.
I've
and
not
it's the
hit that
same for
part
level
yet.
2 and level 3. So if you have level 2 spells, which I have 2 level 2 slots left that I can use. And those are your
Yeah.
resources when it says you're out of resources.
Yeah.
So that's what it means. So you can only use those style spells a certain amount of times. There are spells you can repeat every turn that are called cantrips.
Yep.
Anytime, any turn, you can use those.
Oh, okay, right. Yes.
So they don't use one of your slots, use one of your boxes. So you kind of like want to try to get as much done with those as you can.
Yeah.
Whether it's early on, and then you save your slots for later on or when you really need them. You know what I mean?
It's the one
But
time
sometimes
I'm like, oh,
They're
I wish
really
I had.
good
I wish
spells. So
I wish I had like JRPG mechanics where like those things where you refresh every battle. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's I think there's a rogue perk that allows that to happen. Every combat, you get your stuff back, but you have to spec into it, which is also cool. Yeah, man.
So let me tell you about what I'm doing here. So I've got 22 hours played so far. 23 hours now. With my solo save, I am a bard named Cesare Pisani. Very charismatic, can talk his way through anything,
Cesare.
and it takes his artistic talents very seriously. So if something's fucking around in his brain, it must be removed at all costs because he doesn't want it to fuck up his like what's most precious to him, and that's his ability to create and to perform. So he must have that thing out of his head ASAP. So the shit that I'm choosing, like I'm just like, get it out of my fucking head.
you're just
So
telling
you're-
everyone
you're-
to take it out of
So
you.
you're like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
okay. And there's a lot of people that you meet along the way that will
Yeah.
say, "Oh yeah, I
Like-
can get that out of your head."
Yeah.
So you're just
So-
saying, "Yes, do it." Do you trust
So there's a-
everybody?
There's a part, I don't want to spoil it. There's a part when you get the bard where you break the bard out of like the
I know.
goblin camp.
Talking
I went right for his suggestion. Fuck, it was funny.
Yeah, I
was
did that
dying
too.
laughing.
I fucking
I
did that
was fucking
too.
dying laughing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
It was very
didn't.
funny.
I know who you're talking about, but I haven't
Okay.
let him out yet.
Okay.
Volo.
So the party members
Volo,
I'm
yeah.
using is a vampire guy who creeps me out. He's really good though. Really good.
He's a rogue.
I don't trust him. Of course, Shadowheart because damn that Shadowheart. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Gale because I need a mage, but I hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always whining. Oh, don't let me die. Shut up.
Shut up.
Who I don't have in my party is the Batgirl, the green Batgirl. I can never remember her name.
Lae'zel, but
Lae'zel?
she's good if you like spec into her.
She's such
Yeah,
a
Hey,
bitch. I don't want to give her the time of day. Okay, but
Yeah,
then
she's got an attitude, man.
she comes all over
Oh
me.
yeah.
She just wanted
yeah,
me so bad, so I gave in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was like, fine, take me.
It's-
Wow.
I'm hoping Shadowheart doesn't find out.
I'm
Uh-oh.
doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing. I was like, let's go over here. Hide over here. It's like,
She wasn't into me. I don't think. I don't know why
a
that
secret part of
Lae'zel
camp
didn't.
over there.
She
Yeah.
threw herself up. She couldn't get enough. She wanted to taste me.
yes, it's exactly.
The bard.
Yeah.
It's the
And
creative.
then I was like,
it's
I was
the
like,
creative.
I was like, okay.
performer.
And then afterwards,
Her
I was
wrinkly
like,
green skin all over you.
then afterwards, I go to Shadowheart to see if she like knows if we did something.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Man, it's
I
so
would've done the
fucking
same.
good.
That's
It's
She's
funny.
so
like, oh.
good.
It's you.
Yeah. Oh
Right.
yeah, But
Man,
that's
that-
where I'm at. Yeah.
That's that's just the incredible part about this game, just the choice
Yeah.
that you have, and like,
Yeah.
like I don't feel like you're pigeonholed into a lot of situations, and then you just see what happens, like how the world reacts, and like even like you talked about combat, like you can how creative you can get with certain
Mhm.
situations too, like
Yeah.
you might not have an action, but like you might be able to push someone, and then it's like you can knock them off a ledge, and it's like It's amazing. Like just to see that.
I pushed
you-
a goblin
yeah.
off a cliff today. He was
Yeah.
dead. He
Were
died.
you guys feeding all those goblins in that place to those two spiders? Like
Yeah.
positioning them properly just to push them into the spider pit? Like that's how I got through that whole part.
Oh,
like,
no.
I'd bait them over to the ledge.
Oh, I see
and
what
then
you
I'd come
mean.
around
Okay,
and
okay.
push
No,
them
I
in.
let the
That's a
spiders
good
out,
idea.
and the spiders attacked everybody.
Oh.
Like I went in, there was like a locked cage in the basement, and
Yeah.
I'm a rogue, so I lockpicked it. I'm like, "What's in here?" And two fucking giant spiders go up to you, and they have like an
Hello.
event where you can like speak to them if you roll properly with animal
Okay.
persuasion or whatever,
Mhm.
and you usher them out, and they don't attack you, and they're kind of neutral to you, and they start attacking all the fucking goblins.
And
And,
animal speaking is apparently a very good skill
yeah.
to have.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I have it. I spec
Nice.
into
I have
that.
a couple scrolls of
Yeah.
it. I have a couple scrolls of animals speaking.
Dan,
right
talk to every animal. It's so weird. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's like the conversation
Yeah.
I have with them is crazy.
I have already gone up to every animal I've seen, even just the little ones, like a rat, and I'm like, it's like talk, and it's just like, and I'm like, that's it. That's all it'll say. Or I'll go to like a dog, and it's just like,
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I found the dog. He's in my camp. I used the animal
Yeah.
speaking
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the little doggy who was by the its dead owner. So I brought it back to my camp. So I have that.
I found
But
an
man, I didn't
ox
think of
that- I found an ox that I think was a real person,
Yeah.
like transformed or something.
Yeah. He keeps
And
like,
it's like, this ox is not what it appears. And I'm like, what? And I like talk to it, and then it's like moo, and it does like a human voice.
Yeah, oh,
I was
okay.
like- I was like, what the fuck is this? And then it
Did
doesn't
you
do
talk to
anything
him
else.
with? Did you talk to him with animal talking on?
Yeah.
Oh, are you sure?
Why? Does it talk to you?
yeah.
Yeah.
It will talk.
Yeah. You have to
Oh.
put the spell on you first. Like if you're around,
Oh, okay,
animals,
okay. I thought you meant like
before
with
you
the
go up to
animal-
them,
There's another stat
the
for
spell
that,
on
isn't
you.
there?
Yeah. You can
Okay,
either
okay.
use potion or you can actually spec into it like
yeah,
Dan did.
Yeah.
So there's another
Yeah.
part. I don't know how spoiler this is, but there's an area in that like main ship area, like there. Like if you go into it, you can roll like you can do a perception check, and
Mhm.
it looks like a normal area, like just regular fields and stuff like that. But if you
Right.
roll like a good perception check, you see that it becomes like a
Mm.
like a crappy like bog, right?
Oh, yes, I
really?
did that. Yeah.
So
haven't got
if
there
you there are these like creatures, they look like gnomes, like the evil looking gnomes that walk around.
Mhm.
And if you go to talk to them, the thing is they think that you see them as sheep. So
Oh.
when you go to talk to them, they go bah, and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Like, am I supposed to respond back? And then you don't say anything. And if you click again, you like they're like, if we're talking about like the emotions that they do, he goes bah. It's like he gets so irritated that you're talking to him again. It's like, this game is so
didn't-
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I know that
No, I
part.
didn't
That
know.
was a really cool part too.
Yeah.
Where you like dispel this illusion, and you're in
I've
some
not
shitty
come
like
across that.
some shitty bog.
That's
or,
crazy how just wildly different. I think that even on just this podcast right now, the four of us,
Yeah.
our experiences have been. You know what I mean? Like just blows my mind.
Yeah.
So
and there's
that's
always like
what contributes to the
conflicting
world.
quests.
Mhm.
There's conflicting
Yeah.
quests that's like if you want to help that guy, you have to do this, but that guy, his quest directly conflicts with this guy. So like whose side are you
Right.
on?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that has happened to me multiple times. And I'm just like, ooh, sorry, man. You gotta die. You know what I mean? You gotta be dead. Because that's not what I want to do.
Did anyone find the mind flayer, the injured mind flayer?
Yes, at the beginning.
Yeah.
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 There's two of them, or there's a few of them actually.
There's a few.
There's one that I only had one that triggered like an event. It's near the crash
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I found him.
So
I think I did one of them.
So I only heard from because I just killed it because I was like, I don't want to deal with this thing.
Fuck yeah.
But
Mhm.
if you pick the right conversation, it will eat your brain, and then the game ends right there.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
But if you're playing a
Motherfuckers.
multiplayer game, he gets up and then the rest of your party has to fight it. So it's like,
Oh wow.
Oh.
it's like, but like again, like it's just crazy that they thought of all that. Like, okay, well,
Yeah,
if your
man.
main character dies, but the other people are still in, they still have to fight it. I was like, okay, well, that's like they thought of all that stuff too.
So the game ends.
So
Credit
good.
roll. Are you ready to be a farmer? No.
Exactly. So
Nice.
That's cool.
Okay, well, should we talk about what classes are that we didn't mention? Because we're only 4. What we said: rogue, bard, barbarian. There's cleric, like
Cleric,
Shadowheart's a
yeah.
cleric.
Warlock, which
do we have a
Will's
list?
he's badass.
Warlock. Yeah, there's a warlock. There's fighter.
Yeah. Mhm.
Fighter.
Yep.
There's paladin.
Yeah,
there's
that's
druid.
Yeah.
There's wizard. There's sorcerer. I don't know what the difference is.
I don't know either.
Is that
Sorcerer
all?
sounds more evil. Maybe it's like a dark.
Oh no,
power,
actually, I
don't
think
know.
it's a matter of like how you got your power.
Mm.
Whereas sorcerer is it's like a birthright, a power. His power is like a birthright, but a wizard is trained as a mage, as a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
okay.
That kind of thing, right?
That's what it says in the
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's monk. There's monk.
Yeah.
There's bard. There's ranger.
Oh yeah,
And-
true.
And that's what we didn't mention. Monk,
Holy
bard,
shit. There's
ranger.
so many.
druid. Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's 12, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 different classes you can play.
You know what I was wondering? Oh, will we do like things we don't like after?
Sure. We can do that now.
So a few of the things I didn't like. Like there wasn't much really. Like the game is great. I've played D&D before. I've dabbled. We've played the tabletop RPGs like Gloomhaven and all that. But holy fuck, these loading screens. Oh,
It's only
my
at the
God.
beginning.
The I've got an SSD in here and I'm still waiting. I go take a shit, I come back. Okay, good. I'm at the title screen. Then I press load game, I go make a sandwich and I come back. Like
But
come
it's
on, why
only
is it-
then. Like, you don't have any other loading. Like,
Yeah,
did you ever
they
notice,
front-
like,
I guess they
fast traveling?
front load it.
Yeah, fast
Traveling is instant, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
It's-
That bothered me a lot.
I don't mind that. I
Wow.
don't mind
Yeah.
that at all.
And the whole
Yeah,
saving
it does take a while
bullshit.
to get into it. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Maybe you need a
And the
fast
saving
hard drive.
and the saving stuff. Like I've almost lost our co-op game
you
like
have
twice.
to save. You have to save so
You do.
often,
Oh,
dude.
Really do.
Constantly.
Like, the
Constant.
auto saves are far and few between. Like, you need to constantly save because anything can happen that you were like, fuck. Like, one of your
Yes.
guys could permanently die,
Yeah.
and you don't have a means to resurrect them. You're like,
Yeah.
shit.
Are you guys save scumming?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What?
So like
I saved
to
like,
the point
oh.
where I don't like that thing I chose. I'm going to load and choose something else.
Within reason.
No, I
Within
haven't
reason.
done that.
I have not. I've been playing the game.
I haven't done that.
I'm gonna stick with my choices and the consequences unless I get to a point where I know I won't be able to fight this guy and there's no way getting out. So I don't want to spend like 40 minutes trying to beat this group of people I know I won't be able to. So I'll load before
Yeah.
that and then go another way, you know. But I won't load because I wasn't satisfied with what I chose. I'm living with
No, yeah.
the consequences of my.
Only if someone dies. Like, I had Gale die
Oh, I won't even do that.
in lava as I was saving, like manually saving. He's dead.
Oh, okay.
I was like, he just ran into lava, and you can't res him because he's in fucking lava, and he just dies again. You cannot
There
resurrect
there
him.
is a way to resurrect. I don't know if you know that yet, but
Huh? I know there is,
Oh,
but
okay.
he just is in place in lava. Like, he's in the fucking lava.
Can you
So,
pull
like,
him out of the lava?
No,
Chris?
I mean
get
in
him out.
camp you can resurrect him.
Oh, that's what I ended up doing.
Oh, okay.
I ended up
Okay.
getting him back to camp so he didn't die in the lava when I resurrected him. I was
No.
like,
But
"Holy
I'm saying like
crap."
even if he did die, there is a way to get him back in camp. There's a place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know. There's a person that you need to find.
Oh yeah.
Person I need to find.
yeah.
Ran into that person as well. I was like, what the
The
fuck do you
druid?
even do?
No.
No.
The skeleton guy?
Yeah, he's like an undead.
Okay. Yeah. That's the guy who you change classes. from.
Yeah. Exactly. He can res people like if they're like dead.
Okay, I'm not sure if I even had him at that point.
Yeah.
So, like I
got
had
him
to
pretty early.
I rezzed him and then talked to him. I rezzed him and right away talked to him while he was getting up, so he wouldn't die. And then I told him to go back to camp, like in the conversation.
While you're talking to him, the fire's burning
Just
his
on
face,
fire?
melting his
I'm like,
face, melting his
Gail, you look horrible. Go back to camp.
It's like the Terminator 2 ending.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
No, he's the guy
Indiana
from
Jones.
he's the guy
Indiana
from Indiana Jones, yeah, who drank from the wrong cup.
Yeah.
He's just like his face melting. I'm like, yeah, you look like you could have a rest, Gail. Okay, back to camp.
Look at him.
You're gonna need
But it
help.
worked.
Tired there.
It worked. That worked, and he was gone. And I was like, oh my god! And I had to go back to camp, heal him up, and then Ted teleported it back. But yeah, that was fucking stupid as shit.
I can be with this game. I can be save scummy because, like I said, I'm pretty shit at it, and like especially when it comes to combat. But I have been finding that I'll save before I even talk to people.
Yeah.
Now. So it's like that's how bad it gets with this game. I will save before I even talk to characters because I don't know how this conversation is going to go and what's going to happen.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I actually, my current save, I might have fucked this up. I don't know, guys. But I saved right before saving what's his name? Halcyon the Druid, the bear in the dungeon.
Yeah.
The gate just opened, and I saved right before the little goblins are like, where you have the option to just stand back and let the goblins take care of the bear, or attack the goblins, or attack the bear. Mm-hmm. And I do not think I'm ready for the fight. Like there's like 15 goblins around, and I don't know that I'll be able to take them out. I have the game on easy, by the way.
Same.
I have the game on
really?
easy because I was like, I don't know how to play these, so I'm just gonna put it on easy and we'll see. And I'm like, oh, can't be that
you need
bad.
more people in your party, dude. You can't just fight.
Well, I know. I'm
Two
trying
people
because
is-
presumably you get the druid. I don't know, but anyway, that's why I'm there because I needed this healer.
In your party.
But I could maybe just, go back
see
and
if
see
you
if I
can
can
get Gale
find
in.
other. But yes, I need to reevaluate how I fight because it's not doesn't seem to be working. Like they keep calling in reinforcements, and I'm just like, well, this is why I save.
Ooh, yeah,
know?
that place is bad. You
Yeah.
have to like kill all the little drums around. If you see the drums,
Yes.
you can attack them so they can't bang on them.
Okay.
And then you can actually fight one room at a time if you do that.
Well, I
That's
like
what
the
I
idea
did.
of
I
fucking
cleared the whole thing.
kicking goblins off of
I was
ledges or
trying.
getting spiders to attack them.
Yeah.
You
was
got
good,
it.
it was good.
I guess I get you realize you
Sucks
have to
when
think
you get
about
knocked
that.
down there because you basically have to load.
Yeah, I have to do that now.
Yeah.
I went down there and I didn't have a lockpick to open the gate. I was like, oh, I want to talk to the spiders. So I put the spell on and I jumped down. And they're like, get us out of here and we'll help you with whatever. I was like, okay. And I go over to the gate. And I have no lockpicks. I was like, and I'm like, oh, what's his name should have it. So I jump him down. I don't go around the other side.
Oh, he died?
Go
You
around
just
the other
switch
side.
to him? You could
I
have just
switched
switched
to him,
to
and
him.
I jumped him down too because I'm an idiot. I didn't go around to the front of the gate. I jumped down the hole, and he doesn't have a kit either. I was like, "Fuck!" So now I don't know. That's where I'm at right now.
You could try attacking the door.
Yeah.
With
I
a
tried.
with
It
a
said
bomb or
medium
something.
armor. Okay, yeah, maybe like a throwable.
Yeah,
bomb?
you can also right click on it, examine. It might tell you what it's weak to.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Nice. I'll try that.
But yeah, you can do that to pretty much anything too. If it has a weakness, you just right click
Okay.
examine
Yeah.
so you know what it's weak to.
just like-
It's not like in like Final Fantasy where you have to like cast a spell, tell me what you're weak to. You know what I mean? Like identifier. What was that spell in
Yeah.
Final Fantasy? Scan or whatever. You can literally just check what it's weak to. So that's a big tip too. And use your spells accordingly.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? What's your big nose on this one? Do you have any big nose on this one?
I don't know. I mean, really, I guess like just the saving, like that whole fiasco right now. Which I'm as soon as they get that sorted out, I'm sure it'll be fine. But
It should be good now.
yeah.
They re-released patch 4, so your saves on version patch 4 should be good to go.
yeah, well, I'll find out after I
Yeah.
try it again. But and then the other big pet peeve for me was just the fact that if you have someone that's in your party, you can't kick them out. Like that's
Right.
But
Yeah. I didn't even know about that one.
Didn't know that either.
So that's my big ones like so far. So I will say one thing. Sometimes it's like it's not the game's fault, it's my fault, like in terms of approaching certain situations where I'm like, I'll look back and I'm like, oh my god, I should have done this way, and it's like, oh well, like
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
With all
with
the amount of things that you can like choose, so that'll probably happen to everybody. Should we outro? Like conclusions?
Yeah, conclusions, recommendations.
This is a game for someone who likes I don't know if it's for all RPG lovers, but I would say it's for someone who wants a lot of choice. And that's the main part of this game, is like, if you don't mind turn-based combat also, because some people just don't like that. But it's a turn-based combat where you can literally choose to do anything. And if that is appealing to you, then 100% you have to try this game. Like, you have to play. It's a huge fantasy, like, adventure. You can't go wrong if that's the kind of thing you like. Like, you know, I remember back in Skyrim and Oblivion, like, I wish there were more choices, and I wish they kind of affected things more than they actually did in the game. But that's what this is. It's just on another level, and it's really good. I think you should play it. If you're listening to this and you like what you hear, then play it. Obviously, I don't think anyone here is gonna say not to play it.
I'll go next. If you're into RPGs like Skyrim, D&D, obviously heavy role-playing games, like heavy, where like you like to put yourself in the game and make decisions based on how that character, like super heavy role-playing games, then obviously, like, this is it. This is the best one I've ever played. When it comes to that kind of stuff, like Dragon's Age, I like it more than that.
Same.
I
like
it.
Dragon Age, it's similar. I remember Dragon Age Inquisition. Like, it was a lot kind of like this, but this is just again on another level, and that was good. Like, Dragon Age, you could make a lot of different choices in Dragon Age.
Yeah,
like a lot.
But, like,
and
for
Origins.
This one, like, and if you do like what I'm doing, like you play out those scenarios and you just accept the consequences. It hurts you. You're like, you feel it, and so whenever you're making your decisions, it's like, do I really want to do this? What's the consequence? What's going to happen? Yada, yada, yada. You know? And I absolutely love that. I love it. I want to live with those consequences. I want to live with if Shadowheart finds out of me sleeping with the whatever her name is.
You don't even know her name. You don't even know her name.
When she's pregnant with my half human, half green person baby, I'm going to have to explain that. Okay, and I believe
they lay eggs. Actually,
do they?
Really?
I think so. Yeah. They do.
My god!
I don't fucking know.
Well, but yeah,
gross.
I love this game. I definitely recommend it to people who want to be in that heavy role playing story. Like, it's
also campaign co-op game.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic!
Like, really good campaign co-op game.
Yeah,
that you can do together and make just decisions together and argue like we were doing.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah. But yeah, recommend from me for sure.
I would say this is like a Quantic Dream / Telltale game on steroids. Like, it is. It's just again, like you guys have said already, the amount of choice that you have in not just in dialogue, but like in the way that you interact with the world is just unbelievable. And I don't know. We didn't even touch this about the whole controversy about the company and like how all these other AAA game developers are like, no, you can't expect us to make these kind of games. Like, well, why not? Why can't we?
Yeah, this is.
Are they actually saying that?
There is a couple of people that came out there and said that, and it was like, okay, like people even in Blizzard. I was like, ooh, guys. It's just not a good look.
People at Blizzard saying that.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Again, like it's not like the
tell them
executives or whatever.
Something.
But you know,
well, I'm glad. Then I'm glad.
Yeah,
they
no microtransactions in this bitch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No bullshit. Fucking
seems like a
battle
good old
pass,
fashioned
you
game.
know?
It's just like a more traditional, straight up game, PC game that you would have bought in 2001.
Yeah,
You
this
buy
is
it
the
once,
Oblivion.
and you keep playing it.
Yep.
I played for 18 hours one day. You know,
Oh yeah,
I was going from like 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. I think.
Wow.
Just playing in college, just playing Oblivion.
That's great.
Cook
It's
a
one
big
of those
bowl of mac and
games.
cheese, and you just
Yeah, a couple of pots of mac and cheese, KD, little craft dinner.
wow.
Hell yeah.
So Chris, it's a recommend from you.
Definitely. I would say if you've got a PC, if you've got a Steam account, give it a shot. Because it
Give
is
it a shot for $100. You know?
I mean,
it's hard. It's
no.
gonna be hard.
No, it is well worth. I would say though, it is well worth $100 because the amount of replayability of this game.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh,
not.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, replayability of this game huge also. So it's one of those games where I feel like some people say it's like, oh, I don't have the time to play, a long game, but like
Same.
just take as long as you want.
Yeah.
Like you can
jump
take
in a
as
couple
long
hours
as you
here and
want.
there. Like
You can come. This could be the only game you play for 10 years, probably. You know, like you can just
man.
play it over.
I
and
think
over
I read
again.
that it
sure.
had something like 17,000 different endings or some shit.
Something
It was an
crazy.
astronomical number.
What?
yeah.
I don't
It's
remember
something
where I
crazy
saw
like
it,
that.
but I saw it in a number,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What the fuck? I was like, how is that even?" a thing? So 10 years, sure.
17,000.
It's coming to PlayStation 5 on September 6th. Sorry, Xbox. But
The
like they
same
couldn't
day
figure
as
out the
Starfield?
Series S. They couldn't figure out the Series S and the
Oh, is that what
The
it
split
was?
screen?
Oh.
yep.
Yeah.
Because the albatross that is the Series S.
The potato.
Potato.
I like it's calling it a potato.
Just run it on
Like-
cloud. That's fine. Have it run on cloud.
Yeah. Yep. But like
you mean for
PS5?
people who have a Series S? Like you can't play
PS5
this, you got to play
players?
it on the cloud.
for PS5 players that can't play Starfield, like this game
Yeah.
is
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
definitely.
holy fuck.
This is
you
your
are going
Starfield.
to eat. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. If you're on PS5 only and you're looking for maybe a consolation, I wouldn't even call it consolation. Like
No
it's
way.
a fucking great game.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic game.
But if you can't play Starfield on that same day, you can play this.
Yeah.
And it's really freaking good.
Is this
So
your
we're-
guys' game of the year so far? I mean,
What have I
we're
played?
all pretty
Fuck, man,
early,
there's
so I
so-
get it. But
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what was my game of the year before this? I don't know. What do we
It'd be
got?
hard.
Diablo?
I still love Diablo.
I mean, Diablo, it
I
hooked
still love
me.
it so
It
much.
hooked me, and I got like addicted to
Yeah.
it really bad. But I wouldn't call it game of the year because
No, it's
And
not
then
gonna,
it
it's not
kicked
gonna
you to
win
the
any game.
curb.
of the year.
yeah, and I'm like, why am I playing this?
Yeah.
I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. And that's not game of the year. That's not a game of the
Yeah.
year trait. You know?
Oh, like it
Zelda.
even made me. Yeah, it even made me forget. Like I completely forgot about Tears of the
Yeah.
Kingdom. Like just
Tears
one
of the
word, like,
Kingdom,
I was like, oh, what else did I even play this year? You know what I mean? And people would be like, oh, Tears of the Kingdom. This game,
Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hi-Fi
this game
Rush.
has like, yeah. Oh, I loved Hi-Fi Rush.
like 2023,
Like,
man,
dude,
it's just been
I know, it's
insane for
It's insane,
game.
but I wouldn't be
Yes.
surprised if this game took like if Starfield, well, even if
Starfield,
comes out,
Spider-Man 2 coming out. Like this is insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
this
yeah.
one is
Yeah.
top notch though.
I think we got our point across. Dan?
I can recommend the game. Yes. I got to be honest with you guys, like it's not it definitely depends on your expectation. I didn't really have one going in, so I wasn't expecting this to be something it isn't. But after playing the combat and struggling, like I'm struggling during combat, and it's like not for the faint of heart because it's not a typical like, oh, I'm a barbarian, so I'm going to do a lot of damage and I'll be okay. I could solo this type of thing. You know what I mean? It's not that kind of game. So it's really hard for me to get used to. I'm finding it. Like
I think you just need to get those extra two characters in your party
Yeah.
because they like you need some support.
Yeah.
You have no support. Like you have a cleric
only
and a
have-
barbarian.
Yeah,
like you
so
need
I may have to go back and
some
take a few
debuffs, you
back
know?
steps.
Yeah, but it's
So,
much easier
yeah.
with a full party.
And maybe that's like the takeaway here is like make sure you prep in any way you can to do the combat, because I'm just finding that like going in and just doing and just trying to do it as things go is just not enough. It's not been enough, like I said. So
it's like I said, you
if
have
you're
to go in
expecting it-
trying to get the advantage. You know, you got to go like if you can get a hop above them, you can enter the fight like that. Then you get an advantage on them. But if you're a melee, you got to be obviously in with the shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's
I got a big ass.
you just got to think about. You got to think
Use
about
that grease. I'm
it. You got
telling
to
you.
use your grease. You got to grease your way in
I
there.
put that shit on everything.
But
well,
yeah,
that's
I'm gonna
good that we
keep
got
playing
a-
it. I'd like to keep trying it and get used to it a little bit. I feel like
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
should
make a
join
lot
your
of
file. I
mistakes.
should join your file. I should join on you and create a
Don't
guy.
do it. He's gonna just leave and then stop forever.
Well, then he won't go. You won't have to go pick up the other guys. He'll
That's
just
true
have a new
too.
character.
That's true too.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's a. I'll keep trying. I keep trying it because of how immersive it is, and like it's a beautiful world and all that stuff. So, again, like Chris said, well worth the $100 because of all the choice. So that is very much true. Like typically, the combat's not for me. It's not for me. I'm gonna say that outright. Like it's not my type of combat. The turn-based thing. It's like the movement limitations. Very frustrating to get used to because you're like, fuck, just go fucking kill him. But you don't have the space, you don't have the movement, you don't have the actions and all that stuff, right? So it's really hard to get used to. So just players be warned. If it's your first time doing a D&D thing like me, if it's your first kind of turn-based, almost strategy combat type things, you got to be careful. That's all I'm saying. But it's a very, very cool game so far.
Oh,
You can almost think of it as like a tile based, because you can only move a certain amount.
True.
You know what I mean?
One other thing I do have a pet peeve about is when you drop an item, and this will be important later on in your playthrough, but when you drop an item, you don't know it's not where you think it'll be placed. It just randomly drops it wherever. And I'm like if I'm standing in this direction, I want it to drop in front of me, but it doesn't. It just like picks a place where it wants to drop to, and I'm like, this is annoying.
Weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have
That's
noticed
weird.
that. I
never
did
noticed
do that once.
I have not dropped
picked up
it.
a
Well, I've
bedroll or
dropped
something.
garbage items like
Yeah.
plates.
I picked up some weird things. I'm like, why is this in my inventory?
I
I
have
have a lot
like
of shit.
10 books that I want to read. I want to do like a voiceover read and release like a reading of them. Man, that'd be so
can't
fucking
read.
sweet. Well, but the power of editing, I can cut up. People won't know.
It's like every word is edited.
The
It's like a robot talking.
just put this in the AI voiceover. Fuck.
He does it
Today's
as Joe
reading
Biden.
Baldur's Gate 3 by Nathaniel Camp-Polis.
It's Joe Biden reading Baldur's Gate 3. All right. Well, I think we summed it up pretty well. We've talked about it. We've went over it. It's a great game. As Daniel said, it could not be for you if you thought maybe the things that he said are turn you off. That's fine. But if you're a fan of D&D, fan of RPGs, like this is big time. This is big time.
Right.
7th highest rated game ever on Metacritic. All right. Well, I want to say thanks to Chris for joining us from a 1 hour, one decision. Go listen. I like how your episodes are just nice and digestible. Not like ours, 2 hours fucking long. But
True.
but like half an hour max maybe, and you get to know if this game is going to be worth your time or not. That's perfect. Go listen to him. 1H1D is you guys on Twitter. What's your Twitter?
Yeah,
You're on Twitter.
Our Twitter is TC1H1D because Elon would not let me do 1H1D because someone else has it. So
Wow.
it's unfortunate.
And you're on
Thanks a lot,
Spotify. You're on everything.
We are on all
Apple.
podcast. I think most of the big podcasting platforms. We are on YouTube on Quit the Builds channel. We post our stuff there. And then we play our games on Twitch, twitch.tv/1H1D. And every once in a while, I'll post something on TikTok, but I'm trying to figure that.
I don't know. I don't know how to use that. All right.
Nice.
Well, thanks for joining us, and
Yeah, it's always fun with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Glad you had a good time, Chris. We had a blast.
That's it for this week's episode. Listeners, if you like what you heard today, be sure to give a rating and review on Spotify or Apple if you could, because it helps. It helps us get to more listeners who may enjoy the show. And you can send us a DM or a message on Facebook, Instagram. We're on everything at Elder Trolls Pod on Twitter, or X. Sorry, it's not called Twitter anymore. Shit. But yeah, thanks again, and hope you have a wonderful day.
Peace.
See ya.